Thursday, February 19th, and it is time for the next episode of the Hip Spotlight YouTube live stream. And today we are very thrilled to have one of our favorite artists, singer, songwriter, guitar player, keyboard player, all around great guy. Ron Brunk, welcome to the Hip Spotlight YouTube live stream.
Hello, Andy. It's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
You are welcome. And our friendship began 3 years ago. You reached out to me with a video called Tub of Love. And it was an immediate hit here in New Jersey. And it's a song that just runs through my head on a regular basis because it's an immediate earworm.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Man, you have a great memory that you remember all that. I could not even recall which song we started with. But before we go any further, I have to tell you, I think this is a special day, and it's special because of this live stream, but it's also because somebody has a birthday, and I want you to know that I baked some brownies, and I couldn't get all the candles necessary on here. It's not just not enough room. But I also wrote you a little song, and it's called "Happy Birthday to Andy. I hope it's a dandy. Let's have brownies and candy in honor of you. Happy birthday, Andy. We
Thank
love
you. Yes.
we love you. Now, since you're not here, I will eat the brownie for you.
And blow out the candle.
There you
There we
go.
go.
All right.
Yes, the age of retirement has never felt so good.
Well, hey, I feel you, brother. I had another verse, but I didn't know if you want me to reveal your age or not. So I didn't add that verse because
Well, I think it's a common knowledge that the age of retirement is what it is. So go for it, Ron.
it was you turned 65. I'm glad you're still alive and buzzing like a hive full of bees and honeycomb. We love you. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. And wash me in your love, Ronnie. Soak me up.
Oh
Wash
no,
me in my
no.
tub of love.
Da 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 da.
I was unclean,
Yeah,
stained by a broken heart. And then
you.
Ron came along,
Oh, come
and
on.
I'm soaking in your suds,
Uh,
feeling
okay.
all the love. I am just thrilled.
You must be a fan.
Well, I will share with you that there are certain songs in your repertoire, and there are literally thousands, that I, as a music lover, I lean on. For instance, if I'm feeling down, I will listen to Be Somebody.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
yeah.
And
That's
if I'm feeling depressed, yes, if I'm feeling depressed, I will listen to Fading. Fading.
yeah. That'll take you a lot further down.
Oh, yeah. And if I'm thinking about my significant other, love changes everything.
Yeah, yeah.
It really does, Ron.
Well, absolutely, sure. I guess I've covered a lot of ground musically, artistically. My early days were my music was a lot darker, and lately, it seems to a lot of my stuff is well, it's taken an upward track and more joyful and more seeking love and peace and understanding. I sound like an old hippie, don't I? Peace, brother.
That's okay. Lemon Mountain Manatee.
You're
Lemon Mountain
okay, Andy.
Manatee.
All right, Andy. You're a bass
Yeah,
player, right? You're a bass
yeah,
player?
I am. I am. Yes, yes. No, but I just want to share with those who've tuned into this transmission. You pretty much get everything when you check out the Ron Brunk discography. And you can find songs if you want to feel closer to the big guy. There are those songs. If you want to show love to your quadruped of the feline persuasion, there are songs for you.
Oh,
And
don't get me start talking about cats. Now, you know better than that. Don't
I
mention
do.
cats.
I do. But if you want a little social commentary or you want to ruminate about mortality, you may want to go check out the last two most recent videos Ron Brunk has released. They are not dead yet and these days. So already we're only 5 minutes into this transmission, and I've given the viewing public here, Ron, at least a dozen songs they're going to need to check out when we wrap this up.
Well, uh, yeah, we're very, speaking of these days and not dead yet, as you know, we are very, very close to releasing the new album, my 38th album. Yes, I said 38 albums. It's hard to believe. Um, and it's called Not Dead Yet. And that song is just a lot of fun, even though the topic sounds kind of, gruesome, talking about death. But it's done in a lighthearted, fun manner and a really cool, rocking little song. And of course, there are cats in in the music video, so you
Mm-hmm.
can't go wrong. You got some animated cats in that video dancing around, so everybody wants to check that out. Nobody wants to miss an animated cat on a piano singing and dancing.
And is it true that you have a video that you just recently released? It is about a cat you named Little One, which currently has over 500,000 views and over 500 comments.
I didn't even know that. Really, that's incredible. How many views?
512,000. And ladies and
Well,
gentlemen, that is not juiced.
well,
I'll tell you, this guy, his life changed when a bunch of feral cats, show the audience your t shirt, Ron. Feral
oh,
cats, yes, showed up on
there's
the
this
back stoop
barrel.
of his West Virginia residence. And Little One
And
was
that's her right there.
yes, a scampering quadruped. Ron, this cat and this cat's siblings changed your life.
Yeah, absolutely. There is no that can't be overstated. Before I comment on that, I just want to say I see a bunch of people saying hello on here, and I don't mean to be ignoring them. Um, I want to do a shout out to Mr. Clinton, 85, and all the other folks here, Amax, Egg Master, Zuplex, Zuples. Uh, thank you all for being here. I love you guys. I appreciate it very much. Um, as far as little one,
Yeah.
yes, she's sleeping right over there behind me. And her sister Molly was here a minute ago, but Molly said, "Oh, I'm not dressed to be on a live stream today," so she left the room. She hadn't finished grooming her hair. Uh, she's very particular. But yes, little one. That was the first song and the first uh, video about cats, and it's she just melted my heart from day one. and she's an incredible little kitten. And I could say, as you know, I could go on and on talking about her. She's part human, she's part feline, and she's mostly angel from heaven. She's just an incredible little person. Um, so yeah, I wrote that song. It just flowed right. It's just a short little lullaby kind of thing, and I think it's barely 2 minutes long. And I put together some of the clips of her, especially from her early days, like when she was first showing up on the back porch, and she just absolutely melts her heart. I mean, she's so smart. Uh, yeah. So, like I said, I just could go on. I could blubber on and on about that little sweet little kitten. She's fascinating because, especially for all you cat lovers out there, um, she's so sweet, and yet she's a powerful, independent spirit. She's the runt of the litter, and yet she's the commander of them all. It's so interesting to see. Each cat has their own distinct personality, as any cat lover will tell you. They're very distinct personalities. So it's right now we have six of them basically. We've got a seventh that's hanging around, but six of them, and they're all so different and so unique. Um, yeah, I'm big on cats, and just love them. I don't know what the connection is. I don't understand it. I just know I feel convinced that God sent the mommy cat out here into our backyard one day, and that's
Christy.
Chrissy. Yeah, good memory, and that changed our lives. And how here we are. Who would, I think about it. And I went in a store the other day, and someone started pointing at me because I had this shirt on, and they were smiling huge, and they were so excited. And they said, "You're the cat guy. We've been listening to your music." And I was thinking, this whole thing, this shirt, my business cards, those albums and songs and videos, none of that would have happened if God hadn't sent Chrissy out there in our yard that day, the mama cat. Um, it's just amazing. I can't imagine. I don't even remember what life was like before these cats showed up. So, all right, I'll
Well, I
stop.
can I can remember when it happened, and of course, most people will go to a pet store, or they will adopt a kitten from a local shelter, and it could be argued that feral cats are best left to be feral cats. But would you agree that little one and her siblings, Molly, Hank, Snaggly, and Co., these little kitty cats hit the kitty cat jackpot?
Kitty cat jackpot. I like that. Well, there's a song. I've used some of your lines from time to time. I might have to. That might be a good one right there. Kitty cat jackpot. Yeah.
Mhm.
Tracy tells me all the time that I spoil these cats. They fell into a really great life. Um, 'Cause I absolutely spoil them in every way possible. So if you're a cat lover out there in the world watching this, you and I are on the same wavelength, and I love you. I love you even if you're not a cat lover. But you know, if you're not a cat lover, I have to kind of look askance at you, like, "Oh, what's wrong with that person?" I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, it seems as though these kittens, now young cats, these cats are going to be with you for a while there, Ron. That, of course, is if Mr. Hank doesn't stray too far away from your residence. These cats have been a huge source for you for song writing fodder. Windowsill cat,
Yeah,
windowsill cat.
yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, that the video for Windowsill Cat. I love that song. I'm very proud of it. It's interesting musically, and then I wanted to make the video equally interesting. So we blended, this is to hit on the topic of AI, um, which is another whole thing there. Uh, I intentionally blended actual video of me performing the song, actual video of the cats doing some things, and then we also used some animation, and then we also used in some spots some AI sorts of manipulation. I wanted to do all three things in one video just to see what it would be like. And that was shortly before the whole AI issue and argument really blew up. And that was before I heard that there was a number one country song by an artist that didn't even exist, written a song, the lyrics and the music written by uh, AI with a fake artist with a fake backstory. And then there was also a gospel song, the same deal. It, you know, to me, I'm putting it out there. To me, I, I don't like that. I just, it's one thing to have AI as a tool and a toy, so to speak, to play with on some things. But when you're just, you call yourself there are people who are using it to write their lyrics and write their music and perform it, you know, and then they're saying it's theirs, and they've got a fake artist or whatever. As a true artist, which is what I am, uh, in spite of what some folks might say, as a true artist, that is insulting to me. When it's just I just can't. I can't go for that. So anyway,
No, sir. I'm a
somebody,
real person. I'm
yeah.
not fake. I'm a real person. Give me a break. Recently released, everybody, is a song from Ron, one of his many thousands of songs. And Ron is a very keen social observer. He took a look at this topic we were just discussing, and he says, I'm going to write a song. And that song is called Real Person. What a great track, Ron. Another hit.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I definitely had fun with it. It's a serious topic. I think it's only going to get more serious. But I like to have a lot of fun with things. Uh, I knew instantly that I was going to make a music video. And as a tongue-in-cheek approach to this, it was going to be me performing with my two mannequin friends, because it's utterly ridiculous. Here I am saying I want the real deal, but my two partners are mannequins. Yeah, that's the whole point was to be funny about that. I
Mhm.
hope people got that. Somebody wants to know if my cats call me. I see the chat here. They want to know if their name for me is the big one.
Ah,
Um,
that's good. You are
uh,
the big one. You're daddy. You're the big daddy.
This is true. I am. I'm the big cat. I'm the big hep cat, baby. Or as many people now will say, I am the crazy old one-eyed cat man. But yeah, thank you for that. I am the big hep cat. That's right.
Now, as someone with over 500,000 fans slash subscribers on YouTube, the second largest search engine on the internet, not only do you have a large fan base, but you have hundreds of thousands of what we'd like to call super fans. And I'm giving a shout out to all of you watching this transmission. If you have any questions for Ron, and you've always wondered how to ask your question of Ron, this is your opportunity to do so as we continue this discussion.
Yeah, if you
Um,
have any questions out there, lay them on me.
Absolutely. Now, you're more than just the cat guy, and yet it's becoming more and more clear people have fully embraced your love of felines and, of course, the album Feral. And I know you're planning some things in the not too distant future to continue down the path of being the cat guy. But isn't it true? It wasn't that long ago that you were just another guy in Music City trying to get noticed. And they all probably said, you know, Ron, your music, it really doesn't fit the stale schematic of Nashville, and you said FTS. First word F, last word S, the middle is that. You can probably figure it out. And you moved back to West Virginia.
Yes, yes. We been back here about 3 years. After about 23 years in Nashville, fighting the good fight, as you would say, um, and it was a glorious experience. I mean, I can't put it any other way. It was just an absolute glorious experience, a learning experience. Uh, wouldn't change it for anything. It was so many adventures, met so many great people, created so much great music with the fine friends that I made there, and still work with a lot of them, even though it's long distance. You know, most of my recordings are still done in partnership with friends that I made in Nashville. Uh, got a few new ones here in Eastern Panhandle area, but still, I go back to a lot of the Nashville very dear friends to me. Uh, yeah, you know, it's funny. I would mention that Mr. Dick McVeigh. Maybe some people would know. He was named an ambassador of music for the state of West Virginia. He's the reason um, that I moved to Nashville. And you know, I can never forget. Uh, Somehow I connected with him. I don't remember how we got connected, but I can remember that he came over to my house to visit when I lived in Beckley, West Virginia, and he came over to visit and listened to some of my music. I had 4 CDs at that time, and he listened to some of it, and he quickly said, "You need to move from the fine city of Beckley, and you need to go to Music City because you have talent and you've got something going on. You're a great writer." Um, and he's the one that urged me to make the move, and I'm so glad he did. And he became a dear friend. I love Dick McVeigh, who's now uh, passed on to a better world. But anyway, he led me to, he kind of pushed me to go there, and he helped me so much when I first moved there, navigate things and learn what to do and how to do it and all that. And it was a great adventure. And yes, I did learn that you're fighting against a machine. Uh, I guess I knew that. I knew that it's a machine, but until you go there and you crash up against that wall, you don't really get it. Uh, it's Eh, I I don't wanna go into negativity, but it's
I
really tough, and I guess what it comes down to is it's Music City, and so you have the best writers, the best musicians, the best singers, the best producers and engineers, and they come from all over the world. So, I mean, if you just think of the United States of America, every little town has, a few people that are pretty talented, and the best of those often will go to Music City. So if you think the best of every town in America goes to Music City, the bar is raised so high. It's and you can go out. At least I haven't been there in a few years now, but during the time I was there, you could go out any night, any day, and there were people in clubs, bars, venues all over the city up up in front of crowds playing their music. You could go, I mean, you could go to some club, some restaurant at, you know, 11 a.m., and there'd be somebody up on a stool with a microphone over there singing their songs. Often their original songs that they had written. It's everywhere, and it's like, and every, almost every bartender or server or person in a department store were clerks. They all were currently or had been aspiring singers or musicians or it was crazy. I loved it. Now, if you really love that kind of those kind of folks and that atmosphere, you can't beat it. It's just so cool to be at a place with that kind of energy. And so yes, typically cream rises to the top or money rises to the top.
Mhm.
And but anyway, you get the best of the best there, and it's quite a challenge and quite a fight uh, just to get noticed. And I'll never forget sitting with a big time producer in his office one day. This was years, early years, down on Music Row, and I had come in there, I had knocked on their door several times trying to get past the gatekeeper. And I came in, and I dressed in some outrageous looking outfit, and I had a CD. I used to do CDs back in the days when you'd take CDs and try to get them
Mhm.
to listen to it. And I had some really cool artwork, some outrageous artwork on the CD, and a package I had put together. I was trying to get in the door. You're just trying to squeeze in the door. Just listen to me. And this guy said, all right, I'll listen to you. And, I just was lucky that day. And he listened and he loved the songs, a couple of songs there that he heard. And so, we've developed a friendship. And, uh, um, well, we were sitting there. My point is, we were sitting there and he said, and I won't use his full colorful language that he used, but he said, basically, in this town, you just basically get a chance, one chance. He said, it's all up and down Music Row. People are coming in trying to get their break, trying to get somebody to listen to them. He said, when you get in the door, you better make that impression. You better make it good. Because he said, if somebody comes in here for me and I give them a chance and they don't blow me away, he said, they're gone and they're not getting back in the store ever again. He said, so, you got to, as he put it, again, I try not to use a colorful language. He said, if you come in here, he said, you better be good. And you got to have a reason to make me give a, about you or you're out. And he said, and you did. He said, you've got the whole thing. I was younger and, had still good looking and at that time, not anymore, but I was young and had the music and knew how to talk to people. And he said, anyway, he ended up producing some of my tracks. And okay, it sounds like I'm rambling too much about this. Um, I'm going to skip. Someone's asked a question.
Yes. But
If you
let me
could,
just
okay.
say, as a fan and everybody watching now, if you're familiar with Ron's music, I think we can all collectively agree that in Music City, Ron was criminally overlooked. I think that though there was appreciation for his songcraft, you look at some of these artists getting the deals and putting out the music, and all you can do is scratch your head. Perhaps Ron, Nashville was just not ready for Ron Brunk.
Well, I don't know how I can tell you this. My good friend and an infamous guitar player, the infamous Mr. X, uh, he and I got some label interest as we were doing some shows, and we were pretty crazy. We were not like other folks in Nashville do. Anyway, we went into this one particular, it was a mid-level label, and there were like, I think 4 or 5 people there. Uh, and we just did our crazy songs. We did our thing. It was wild. And we were just in this little office, uh, and we brought like a little. bit of equipment, and we my guitar playing friend did his looping thing and filled the room with sound, and then I just these were we were not doing country songs. This is what I'm trying to say, which is what a lot of people think of in Nashville and a lot of what is done in Nashville. And we these were not country songs. These were songs I had written, and we filled that room up. And I had got a microphone, if I remember correctly. I think I had a mic, or maybe I just sang without a mic. I can't remember that detail, but I sang, and I remember I had on a long trench coat and some kind of hat or something. Um, and I ended up, doing an Iggy Pop kind of thing. I was crawling around, slithering on the floor like a snake while I was singing, and then moving about the room like some kind of phantom. We just took over the room. And I remember they all kind of leaned back in their chairs. When it was over, they said, "What are you guys doing in Nashville? Why are you not in LA or New York?" And that wasn't the only time we heard that comment. But anyway, hey, we were in Nashville. What can I say? But yeah, we did get that kind of response numerous times. And I was so naive. I was not a seasoned, polished, trained performer. Uh, I just did what the emotion, the
Mhm.
power of the song, the message, and I just let it flow, and I just did what I did. And I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't.
Well,
Uh,
it's why you and your songs and your approach to art is so endearing. Best thing about Ron Brunk, he takes everything seriously except himself.
well, I don't, I hear what you're saying. I guess I do. I do tend to. The self-deprecating humor is one of my strengths. You
Yes.
know, uh, I guess deep inside, I long to be appreciated as a songwriter and an artist. But I don't know what this says about me. I guess deep inside, I, I, I guess I don't think I really am. I don't know. it's I don't understand. I've tried. I've lived with myself almost my whole life, and I've never been able to figure myself out. You do your self analysis and try to think why am I like, I think a lot of people do, like, why am I like I am? Why do I do the things I do? And there's a good song. Why do I do the thing? Or why do you do the things you do?
Yeah.
Um, that's an inside joke. That's a song that some people know. I used to perform a lot, and it's a song that has never shown up on any of my 38 albums.
Hmm.
So something to think about.
Hmm.
Uh,
Well, so many of your songs give
mm,
voice to the voiceless. You sing about things that everybody will think about, but they don't really have the testicular fortitude to talk about. You do. You will
mm,
talk about things that are very much always at the forefront in the thoughts of the entire human family. And that really is one of your strengths. You're irreverent, but you speak for us in so many ways. And certainly with the question of mortality now more um, in right in front of me, more sand in the bottom of the hourglass than there is in the top.
yeah.
We do need to talk about Not Dead Yet, your 38th album, 38 albums.
How can
Uh,
it be? How can it be?
it's because you are a songwriting machine. You're this keen social observer, and whatever comes across your eyes or your ears or your thoughts, you write a song about it.
Yeah, and that's something that I just I can't grasp. I see these things. I get lots of stuff online. Uh, People talking about things to help songwriters. Uh, Different organizations say how to. The common one is how to s- get past writer's block. How to come up with new ideas for songs. And I'm like, I can't relate to that at all. If I wanted to, I could write 500 songs a day, 365 days a year, and a lot of them would be really cool. You know, uh, I'm not going to claim that all of them would be masterpieces, but I can't relate to that, and thank God. I hope that never dries up. But I'll tell you, this is how I do, and I often joke around about, I'm bebopping around the kitchen with I have fresh raw vegetables every morning, crunching on carrot sticks and celery sticks. I'm just, bebopping around, and it's like anything. Songs are coming constantly, melodies, words. It's just, and I'm constantly speaking. If I went back on my phone and tried to write all the ideas that I have on that phone, I'd have to live 1,000 lifetimes because there's so many of them. Uh, it's one of what I think is the funniest because uh, a good friend in Nashville that I respect highly, I can say his name, Mike Shrimp, great musician, a great producer. I'll give him a shout out. He's great. If any of you out there are singer songwriters, or you looking for somebody to record with and work with, Mike Shrimp is a great guy. You can hit me up if you need information on him. He's a wonderful person, and his wife is a great singer, and their son is a tremendous guitarist and violinist. But my point is, I was working with Mike on a song called "Chasing a Fly," and the song came about because I was in the kitchen. This In the morning, I have energy, and I'm dancing around, and I'm eating my carrot sticks, and then I saw a fly. Now I'm like, I don't like flies. I don't like to hurt anything except I can't stand flies. Now to this day, I still will try to catch them, and I'm pretty good at that, catching them out of the air and take them outside and let them go. But in this case, I was just trying to get that stupid fly because they just annoy me. They're landing on your carrot sticks. Nobody wants a fly on their carrot stick. Am I right? Am I right, Andy?
You are.
Yeah. So I was going around. I think I had a rolled up paper or something, and I was going around trying to get this particular fly because he was a mean fly. Okay, normally I would try to catch him and let him go, but this guy was a real aggravation. And Tracy was in the other room, and she wanted me to come do something, come and do this or whatever. And I said, "Don't bother me right now. I'm chasing a fly." And I stopped and I said, "Ooh, there's a great song."
Yeah.
And I mean, I just knew it instantly. I thought the world's going to coming to pieces. It's exploding. Things are, there's so much devastation and loss and sorrow and suffering. But you have people who are so, they're apathetic, they're oblivious, they have their head in the sand, and they're like, oh, yeah, yeah, okay, all that bad stuff's happening, but don't bother me right now. I'm chasing a fly.
Yes.
It's like it's so absurd. And I immediately went downstairs. I wrote the song, it's like 2 minutes, boom. And I called Mike. I said, we got to record this song because it's so freaking cool. And when he heard it, he said, how did you come up with How did you come up with a song about chasing a fly? I said, I don't know. It just happened. And that if anybody wants to hear it, if you haven't, it's chasing a fly. It's out there on YouTube, and the video is so cool. It's so entertaining, and the song's so great. Anyway, uh, see, I could just ramble on about too
No,
much.
this is beautiful. Now, you said we had a question from the viewing audience.
But it seems like there's been several. Somebody wanted to know if I could collaborate with any artist. Who would it be?
Wow.
Well, if I could collaborate like with any writer or an artist, that's I mean, come on. I got to go right to the top. Paul McCartney. I mean, of course, if if Paul, yeah, there's the Ram album. That was what, number 2019 on our list. We're doing a countdown of my top 20 favorite and most influential albums, ones that influenced me as a writer and a person. And Ram was, I think, number 19 or 20. So we just covered that.
Yeah.
I mean, Paul McCartney, I mean, come on. He's the greatest writer of all time. Uh, Plus, he seems like just a super nice guy. And, you know, there's some others that I would consider, but I'm not sure I wouldn't want to work with someone who would be, any negativity or any of that kind of thing. So anyway, Paul McCartney, to answer that. Then somebody said, I think you're describing, oh, they were talking about why the labels didn't recognize it. Well, that's a very kind comment. Yes, yeah, Nashville's kind of looking for a formulaic thing. And yes, they did tell me several times. I heard, "Oh, you got to stop writing all these crazy songs. You just got to be in this box right here. We got to put you in this box." They literally told me, because I had some offers, and they said, when it come time to sign a contract, they said, we're gonna have to have you just writing in this box. And I said, nope, that's not gonna happen. And see, somebody asked, have you seen my dad? Okay. I will keep an eye out for him. And then I'll let you know. Uh, let's see. There was another question. How do you feel about porcupine tree? Okay. Um, we have several of those growing in our backyard. Interestingly enough, I don't know how that person knew that. Um, they're very prickly. The porcupine tree, especially if you come up upon them and frighten them, then the
Yes.
tree will like bend down and the spikes will come out. They're amazing. The porcupine tree is an amazing thing. Uh,
Ron, just so you're aware, Porcupine Tree is a fellow cherished client of HIP and a very popular musical entity. So,
oh, I thought you were talking about I thought they were talking about the tree, the actual literal porcupine tree. Oh, so it's a fellow artist,
yes,
and me and my stupidity.
that's okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm not familiar, but I want to be, and I will be immediately. Uh, I will search on that and listen. Do I? Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I'll find out how I feel about porcupine tree. It's a great name.
It is.
Uh, the Let's see. I thought there was another question. Trying to scroll here.
That's okay.
Oh, do you come from money? Somebody's funny. Somebody was going to say Paul or Bob Dylan, and someone said Carole King. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, I just listened to someone the other day, and they sounded. I told her I listened to her online, and I told her, I said, "You sound like you make me think of Carole King." Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Um, okay, I'm not spotting any others, but I like all these people talking. This is great.
No, it's just a big affirmation, Ron, that you do have a very large fan base, people
I
who just like me lean on your songs. We all
Well,
listen to music to feel a way we'd rather be feeling, and so many of your songs are the ones I go to when I need to feel a way I'd rather be feeling. When I am with the love of my life, I like to do Ron Brunk playlists. And I'm sure there's many people watching who do the same thing. And certainly, whether they go to your YouTube channel, you do love to make videos,
I do.
or you're absolutely exploding Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all these platforms. You can find Ron Brunk, and you can find out about his favorite albums, and you can see more Mr. Hank and Molly and Snaggly and Little One. You really are that kind of guy that,
Wow.
you know, you're you're gonna do it. You're gonna keep writing these songs, and that leads us to the new album. You're not dead yet.
Not yet, but I could go at any minute. I mean, and I want to stress that. I don't take anything for granted. We all are in the hands of God, truly. Everything's ultimately in the hands of God. You can't take anything for granted. Uh, you've got to put your faith in the Lord and realize that we're just little bits of flesh and blood and bone here in this world, and we're all
Mhm.
at the mercy of the creator, or whatever you want. People don't like that. Whatever you want to call it, fate, chance, random chaos, whatever you want to call it. So I always try to keep that sort of thing in mind. I don't like to be arrogant or uppity, or take things for granted. uh it's just that so is not my feeling. I just feel I'm very fortunate to be right here, right now, with Andy and all these great people that are watching and listening, and how I appreciate it so much. And appreciate that little girl back there sleeping soundly. She's sleeping through the whole thing.
It's
And Molly was great a little while ago. Like I told you, she left the room. She was right here. She was right here walking back and forth. And I was like, if you just stick around for another minute or two, you'll be on all over the world. Come on, Molly. And she said, no, I'm out of here. Uh, but what was I going to say? What was I going to say, Andy? You know me.
well, I think uh, if there is one of many things you have taught me, Ron, because I
Mhm.
wasn't quite sure. I'm really special to the Lord above. You may not like me, but I've got his love. You taught me that, Ron, that
Well,
it's not to be questioned anymore. In his eyes, I'm really special.
yeah, um, that's it. Uh, we're all unique creations of God, and uh, no matter what anyone says, you were made by God, and here you are. I mean, you have a place. If you think about it, I'm the kind of person that known to get into, because I'm like this. I'm a true artist. I have mountaintops where I'm crazy with joy and excitement, and I drive people crazy around me. Then I'm plunging down. I can't stop crying. I guess it's like manic, bipolar or whatever. I don't know, but whatever it is, it's all good. I forgot where I was going with that, Andy. Where was I going with that?
You don't have to go anywhere,
I
Ron,
went
other than to
right off the cliff.
no,
There I
you've
was.
got it.
Woo.
You've got to encourage these people to come check you out. Of course, it's plug time. New record, not dead yet, coming. Um, you really don't have to plug yourself. I can do it for you if you prefer.
Oh, well, I just want to say somebody just made a great comment. Marty, hey guys, remember the guy that did that thing for that place on the video on that day that year? It was great. That is the there you go. There is the comment of the day. That wins the internet, as they say. Beautiful. Yes, my friend Marty, I very well remember that guy that did that thing that day for that video that time that day. Oh, do I remember that? I thank you, Marty, for bringing that up. Obviously, you and I are in the same wavelength because we both remember that. And but yeah, I'm thinking of Chris Farley and McCartney. I mean, he said, "You remember that time? You remember that? That was cool." Yeah. Um, I'm referencing an old SNL skit. Uh, I love this. Anything about news in Iran. This is great. I love all these comments. Um, no, no, but I'll get on the phone right after this and find out about news in Iran. Maybe something's happening there. I mean, it could be serious. They could be serious. It could be something. I know there's some stuff going on. Could be
These days, Ron, these
these
days.
days. Yeah, the Persian fun video. Uh, you need to check out these days because it tells the story. A brand new release that we just did. I have to say that's one of my favorite videos. It's one of my
It,
favorite songs
it
because
really is.
it's a powerful message about these days that we're living in, and the video is so artistic and just so glorious. I'm very proud of that. Uh, so I encourage people to check it out. Uh, Check out the 38th album that's coming any day now with all these songs. Uh, there's so much happening. My creative life is similar to the world, and that is it's insane. There's so much happening so fast you can't even keep up. And what a glorious life. We are blessed to be alive. Y- On the one hand, these are really strange, weird, scary times these days. But
Yeah.
on the other hand, how exciting to be alive. You know, we're seeing amazing, frightening things happening, and who knows what's just ahead. Uh,
Mhm.
it's crazy. There's no doubt about it. So you may as well embrace it and say, "Yes, thank you that I'm here. I'm going to give my very best, and I'm going to do my best to be loving and positive and kind and powerful and do the right thing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and never stop, never
You
give
do
up."
that, Ron. That is your forte. Is
Well,
that you are you are the guy. Most of the human family they get two AA batteries, and for a lot of the human family, two AA batteries works. It's good. Now, then there are those people who get the four C batteries, right? For
mhm.
a little bit more energy and excitement. Ron, my old boombox back in the '70s took 80 batteries. That's you. No, you never stop. You're so inspiring. Before we
Well,
go, there's a lot of musicians that are like, their jaws hit the floor. It's like, who in the HE double hockey sticks is this guy? What parting advice can you give to fellow songwriters? There's got to be a little tidbit that you can share because they need to embrace the brunkiness.
well, first of all, yes, I like this comment. Someone says, I remember a concert in Beckley, West Virginia. Um, I think I probably know which one they might be talking about. One that stirred up a lot of trouble. Thank you for that comment. Yes, I did stir up some trouble along the way. Advice for other songwriters and performers. My advice is follow your heart. Sounds cliche, and it's like, oh yeah, follow your heart, blah blah blah. Uh, but really, the truth is, old sayings, old axioms, they're old sayings because they're true. It really is. But it all depends on what a person. You have to decide, what is it I want? What do I really want? Why am I here? What's my purpose? Some people might be, hey, I want to be a superstar up on a stage and I want to make $10 billion. Okay, take all the necessary steps, do it with all your heart. And if you're very, very, very lucky, you might get that. And if that's your goal, you know, if your goal is lots of a whole fleet of cars like Jay Leno cars, and you want gold chains and a pile of money, well, okay, then go for it with all your heart. I never cared about any of that. I don't, that doesn't mean anything to me. I I eat a cold can of beans out of a can. I don't care about possessions. I do not care. And I just want to create. So if that's your thing, if you just want to create art, any true artist, that's what it's about. They want to create the art and they want to put it there and have people say, "Oh, that's cool. Well done. That's beautiful. Or that moves me," or whatever. That's what a true artist is about. So you just got to find out. You got to analyze yourself and be honest. What is it I really want? And then do that. You know, and it can apply to everything. What kind of music, whatever. Find that what kind that you like, and do that. Write that, and sing that. Whatever you do, be true to yourself, and just
Yes.
and don't put a bunch of other crap in front of it.
Yeah.
Whatever is your main mission. Do your main mission, and don't let the
Yes,
other stuff.
truth. Truth has a certain ring to it, Ron. And you and
Mhm.
I both know that outside show is a poor substitute for inner wealth.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. It's a poor substitute. Andy,
Okay,
you're
we're
always
wrapping up. We're
yep.
wrapping up.
Oh, I could talk for another
I
four,
know, but
five,
we're
six
going to call
hours.
this an hour with
I
Ron
know,
and Andy.
I know.
Ron and Andy go to great lengths to let people know about Ron. No, yes, Instagram, TikTok, all of these other platforms, you're going to see Ron a lot more there. And with the new record coming out, that means more Ron Brunk songs to sing along to and to embrace. And just
And
know if you are interested in this artist and you reach out to him, he's actually going to reach back out because that's the kind of guy Ron is.
oh yeah, I make it a point to every human being is valuable to me, and I like to connect with people. If someone wants to talk, I'm going to do my best to communicate with them and do anything I can to help. Uh, I could go on and on about that, but I know we need to end. I just want to say, all these people that have been talking, I've tried to keep up with all of it. Um, but man, I love all you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in and for making comments and all of it. Thank you. It means the world. And just yeah, the new album, I'm so excited because there's some really cool stuff on it, man. It just I can't, I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm like, oh, this is so great. I love this. It's got, you know, I can't well, let's just say it covers a lot of ground and there's a lot of really cool stuff on there. And we're close. Now, a few more days, a week or two, I'm not sure.
Okay,
But anyway.
well, you will sell no record before it's time. Is little one still sleeping?
Actually, she's raised her head up and has an arm outstretched like, and I think what she's saying is this live stream ever going to end?
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we show the viewing audience little one? Hey,
She's
little one.
little one. Hey, hey, look up here. She's too good. She's too good for that.
She's a famous cat.
Yeah, that's right. She's starting to relish her stardom. She's like, yeah, I'm starting to be known all over the world. How many views do I have now? And Mr. Hank, he's going to be right behind her.
I know Mr. Hank is already legendary.
Yeah.
Okay, Ron, we really do appreciate you taking time out of your Thursday, making my
Oh,
birthday
my
uh,
pleasure.
very, very pleasurable and memorable. Thank you very much for thinking of me. And folks, we want your comments. As soon as this goes up and is saved on the World Wide Webby Web in perpetuity, if you were able to join us today, or for any of the folks who watch post live stream, we would love to know what you think. So
Yeah.
please comment That's what we love. We love the interaction. Converse with us. Conversation. Converse with verse. Please let us know what you think. Your opinion counts. So please share it with us. Right, Ron?
Absolutely. I always tell people, I give, I interact with people all the time and I say, please check out my music and comment and tell me, what you think. And I always tell them, I say, if you think it sucks and you think I'm the worst that there ever was, tell me and tell me why. Or if you think I'm okay, or if you think I'm fantastic. Of course, I know I'm fantastic, but still I like to hear it from other people. You know, uh, I just don't want to have to be the one telling and saying it. I want other people to say it. So if everyone on here who's watching right now, if you'd all comment and say that you are the greatest, Ron, or something like that, or you're almost as great as Paul McCartney.
Yes.
Or, that'd be good. And then let's get that message to him, and he'll feel threatened. And he'll like, oh no, who's this guy? I better write with him. If I'm just being silly, okay? I'm just kidding. I'm
Yeah.
just
Okay.
joking. I'm just joking. I do a lot of joking, and it drives people crazy.
It's okay.
My sense of humor has always got me in a lot of trouble.
Ron, can I just say one thing? If there's anybody out there that perhaps has an issue with Ron Brunk, it sucks to be you.
Well, that's good, Andy. Um, yeah, I've there have been some who've had issues with me, and
Mhm.
I never understood. You know, I've done played a few crazy jokes on people, and then they didn't take it right. But it always puzzled me. As nice a guy as I am, and open, my heart's out there. I never understood why they never were willing to come back and talk to me, and where even those that said they were Christians. Why would you
I
not?
know, I know, I know.
Why would you not come and say, "Hey, let's talk about this,
Yeah,
brother to brother, or
yeah,
brother to sister, whatever. Let's talk about, I'm here ready to forgive. Will you talk to
right.
me? Why don't I don't understand I don't
It's
understand
okay.
that.
It's their loss, Ron.
Yeah, they instead people will just, especially these days, people will just shut you off.
That's right.
It's like, "Oh, you said a word I didn't like. You're done." Forget the other 50 million things about you that were nice and good, and the other qualities you've had. You said a sentence that I disagreed with. You're done.
Yeah.
I don't understand that behavior. I find the good in everyone. We all have faults.
Hmm.
So if I cut people off because I disagree with that, or they have a fault, then I have nobody. I don't get that. I've never related to that. Open your heart. Be loving, truly loving. Don't just say the words. Don't just say you're tolerant. Be tolerant. Okay, you don't get me
No, no.
fired up now.
You know that the vast majority of the people who are watching this, not only do they smell what you're cooking, Ron, but they live that kind of life. We got to get this message out to the people who don't,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. I
All
like
right,
what
we're gonna.
this Sir Drones is right,
Yeah, what do you say?
that most do not have an open mind to experiences or beliefs that they don't share, unfortunately, and that's true. It's sad.
Mhm.
Um, I just try to live with totally open, find the good in everybody, even if I might totally disagree with them on some things. Well, that's okay. Yeah, I miss the old days when we could disagree and still
Right.
love each other.
That's true.
It's
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah,
Now, Ron, think of all the people who who are going to discover you here, and the people who will see this at a later date, and they're going to go to the YouTube channel and they're going to check out your stories. You posted some stories. You also posted some songs and how they came to be, and there's some God talk. If you like the way this man brings it to you, I'm telling you, that YouTube channel, it's going to explode, Ron, because all these people are going to be like, I need more brunkiness in my life.
Well, I hope that I can have, I always say you can never have too many friends, too many connections, too much love. So the more people, the merrier. And I learn from everyone. That's what I mean. That's what it's about. We should be connecting. And I like this comment here. That's one magical beard, sir. Let me tell you, uh, Lay, the reason this is happening more than usual is because it's been so freaking cold. And so I hate to shave it off because it helps keep me warm. So it's just kept on and kept on. Um, so I think, unless I'm convinced otherwise, that I'm gonna, as soon as it warms up, I'm gonna trim this, cut this down here. But it's to keep me warm, and because I don't like cold.
Mhm.
This looks like we got another good call. Lots of so many great comments, man. I love all you folks.
All right,
Uh,
Ron, we're going to wrap up.
okay, all
All
right,
right. We
that's it.
enjoyed the time together. Let's talk soon.
All right,
All
love
right.
everybody.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Peace.
Thank you.